All right. Good morning, gentlemen. Only got about 7 or 8 minutes, but I wanted to share something real quick. And I decided to share it across a couple of my channels because I think a lot of brothers who are rebooting and trying to end the out of control behavior with porn and masturbation need to help to hear this, excuse me. And uh, let me use this example. So I was boiling water for my coffee this morning, and my hand lightly brushed against the stove, and it burned me. Right, I was pissed off. I cussed, and I was also thinking about some clients and some brothers in some of our groups who are just not taking full advantage of the opportunity. And it got me thinking: as human beings, gentlemen, we we cannot exist in an environment where we are constantly uncomfortable. The heat from the stove or a toaster or whatever, right? It's hot, right? It burns you, it hurts you. You're not going to stay there. So the question that I have, as simple and as perhaps cliche as it might sound, is why are you staying somewhere where you are still uncomfortable, right? Why are you, if you're uncomfortable struggling with your out of control behavior, if you're uncomfortable being around people because you experience so much shame and guilt, if you're uncomfortable in your marriage because you're constantly lying to your wife about your infidelity and whatever other behavior that you're engaging in, why are you still there, right? It's simple. If you are still in an uncomfortable situation and you're still existing in that situation, the truth is you're comfortable being there. And I don't think enough men are told this. But then they argue, but it causes me pain, right? JK, I'm in so much emotional pain from dealing with this behavior. It's not painful enough for you to remove your hand. When I touched the stove, my hand went away from there in second. Like, it was there for a little bit, and then my brain realized that there was some pain, and I quickly moved my hand away. But most of you are staying in situations because, in some strange way, you enjoy being in that situation. There is something that you are deriving from that pain. And if there was any root cause, most of you know how I feel about root causes. If there was any root cause that you need to look at, and I don't even think that's a root cause, it's why you're still there, right? Only two reasons. You're deriving something from that that's still making you comfortable. In most cases, it's emotional validation. Um, and in some other cases, these are more rare cases, you're doing too much. And this is specifically for those of my brothers who are in any of our programs, right? Because if you got into the program, you were screened. And chances are, if you're still like, man, JK, I'm still, yeah, I get it, but I'm uncomfortable here and I'm really not making progress, um, you're probably doing too much. So you're probably focusing. I was talking to a guy the other day. This guy's like investing in crypto. He's investing in stocks. He's trying to start a business on the side. And he's got this great job as an engineer, right? Then he's also trying to date women and do all these things. And that's why I've always talked about the importance of only having 2 to 3 goals a year, sometimes just one goal. Because as a man, if you're going to do something and you're going to work on a goal, it is preferable that that goal you're working on is something that is going to change an uncomfortable situation, a situation that is so uncomfortable that you cannot live with it. You're like, this is going to kill me. When I was struggling with my out of control behavior, I got to a point when I personally realized that it was holding me back in multiple areas of my life. The reason why I wasn't having sex and I was still a virgin when I was in my early 20s, again, nothing wrong with that, but it was something wrong for me. I felt there was something inherently wrong with me, was because I kept wasting all my energy on pornography. The reason why I wasn't doing great at work or in school, in anything, was because of this behavior with pornography. I eventually was using it to medicate everything. But I got to a point where I was so uncomfortable that my number one goal was controlling this behavior. It was control this behavior. I wouldn't say or die, but there were some times I had some crazy thoughts about what I would do to my penis if I didn't control the behavior. And until you get to the point, not where you're thinking of chopping off your penis, excuse me, but until you get to the point that it is unacceptable, unbearable, burning stovetop hot in your life, brother, you are not going to leave it. And how can you have 5 of those things in your life? Right? Oh, I must invest in this. I must become wealthy. I must make this much amount of money in a year. I must get into a relationship this year. I must buy a house this year. I must become more spiritual and meditate more. You're not going to achieve anything. Pick 2 or 3 things. Ask yourself, when I implement and when I take action in these areas, am I willing to kill myself? If you're a guy in the 30-day biochemistry challenge that we're doing, right? If you're not doing it and leaving like your fucking soul in a pool of sweat in your living room or in the gym, ask yourself why you're doing it. If you're in an implementation program and your mindset is not this year is going to be not the end of it, you guys know the mindset we have around this, but this is going to be the year that I control this behavior. I can't keep going 3 days a week or 5 days and then slipping all the time. I want to have unconditional confidence that I have control of my sexual behavior. And if you're not going all in, guys, it's not going to happen. So, I hesitate to talk about this because when I talk about the extreme nature of the mindset necessary to accomplish certain things, a lot of men shy away from that because a lot of men, their self-image just can't take it. They're like, well, I'm not the kind of guy who can leave it all out there, right? So you're just like, that's just you, JK. You're one of those guys. And I want you to know that if there's any part of you, whether you're watching this live or whether you're listening to this later, if there's any part of you that's thinking that, spend a moment after this video and look in your life and find the things in your life that you were uncomfortable with at some point in your life. So uncomfortable that you made a change. I don't care how tiny it is or how insignificant it is. Start from that, use that as a win and build up on that. All right. That's actually all I have for you guys today. So if you watch this and if you found some benefit in it, that's great. Let me just hop into the comment section real quick. Abdul Kareem, how you doing, brother? What's happening? Good morning. Thank you for sharing. Hassan, I see you, brother. Appreciate you. What kind of coffee? Bulletproof coffee with butter. Lassay Simpson, good morning, brother. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. JK, your brother in this struggle. I'll be releasing a video for those of you who are watching this on YouTube later on today as well. Take care. Bye.